Goeiedag en hartlik welkom by episode 142 van Agri Monitor. Ek is Elvira Hatting wat saam met julle in hierdie landbouuitsending kuier. Nou in vandag se Agri Monitor kuier ons eerste op Tsumeb. Nou verlede week Vrydag het NamPower dan met boere uit die omgewing gekuier om hout te verskaf aan hul beplande biomassa-elektrisiteitsaanleg. Nou dis 'n 40 megawatt kragstasie wat dan nou die Otjikoto projek genoem word. Dan ook in vandag se Plaas Toe-segment kyk ons dan nou weer na waterkwessies. Nou ons kyk na verskeie video's deur die Wêreldvoedselorganisasie van Namibië en elders oor reën en droogte. Ons hoop julle kuier lekker saam.
Funding participate in the risk aspects that are related to the potato production is also
So the project we are doing is a 40 megawatt biomass power project. So it will be located just outside of Tsumeb, close to Punyu Crusher, and we will be burning wood chips. So it's a very small chip, very similar to how Orongo does the cement burning. So it works exactly like a coal-fired power station, but instead of coal, we use wood chips. It will give us, let's say, 210 to 300 gigawatt hours of energy, which is about a quarter of which we get from Raukana, which is our biggest power station. And we believe it will give a lot of opportunity for employment and opportunity to have local power generation. So for this project, we are looking at plus minus a 100 kilometer radius around Tsumeb. Tsumeb is right in the center. Over here we've got green zones, which is in Etosha. We are not excluding communal areas. I'll actually explain to you later what we have planned for some of the communal areas. And then there's areas where it is too steep in the mountains to harvest, which you see in the red. So where the project is at the moment, it was started quite long ago, 2012. We've had many conversations. I think some farmers are even probably tired of hearing us and just asking, where is this power station you keep talking about? But where we are at the moment, we ran a tender process last year, which closed in September, to build the power station. And we also ran a tender process last year to get the long-term wood chip supply, so from these big suppliers. So we were very happy with our power station price, but unfortunately the tender for the wood chip supply didn't go according to plan, and we had experienced many delays on that wood chip supply tender. I think there was even a challenge from one of the bidders where we wanted to cancel it and restart it, and that caused us to lose our initial offer to conduct the power station. So we had to go back to the drawing board for the long-term wood chip supply tender. We had some engagements. We restructured our tender, and we went out again to the market to get a price for these long-term wood chips. That tender closed August 11 of this year. It's still under evaluation, but we feel fairly confident this time that we will get the result that we want. We also had to re-tender and re-look at the power station. So we looked at where were some of the costs coming from, how can we restructure it, and we put out that tender August 18 of this year, and it will close, I think, in less than 30 days on the 1st of December. So on the 1st of December this year, if we get our prices back and we are happy again, then you are looking at construction starting anytime from about March to April next year. So this is a project that is real. I know sometimes you probably think that we're not doing anything, but it is real, and these engagements really do shape how NamPower do our project structuring. So the first project will be in Tsumeb, but if this one is successful, there's the potential to to replicate it in other places in the country. So, okay, I think I've already given the aim, so I'm not going to go into that. But I just want to also just give some insight, because most often when we come here, we don't actually talk about the electricity situation. We only talk about what we want from the farmers and the wood chips. But basically, this graph over here shows the average day in Namibië. And this red curve over here shows what the electricity demand is. And how NamPower deals with that demand is we have some solar, which is the portion in the yellow, and we have Raukana at the top, which is the light blue, and then we import electricity from various different countries, from Zambia, from Zimbabwe, and also from South Africa. And I know many people are worried about the Eskom situation, but Eskom is not our biggest supplier of electricity. Our biggest supplier is actually Zambia. And the idea with this project is some of these import contracts we can replace with our own local generation. But the thing about the import contracts is it is firm energy. Whenever you want it, it must be available, which is not the same with our solars and our winds. The other issue we are facing, or it's not really an issue, but the solar portion, this portion here in the green, which is what we call the renewable energy portion, is growing so quickly that we will soon be maybe more than 50% of our electricity at daytime being solar. And our grid needs to be strengthened because solar comes and goes, there's a lot of variation. So NamPower has to spend quite a lot of money in either transmission upgrades, or we have to build plants like this, which bring us stable power. So if you look at the way the country is set up, these are all the different power stations that we have. Our biggest ones is Raukana on the far north, and then we have a few smaller power stations, most of which are PV in the center. Our two big import contracts are all on the far sides of the country. So, Katima, or at the bottom of Eskom. But if you look at where we need the energy, which is these big blue centers, what you realize is that energy actually has to travel very far to get to where we need it. And this is a problem for NamPower. It actually causes us to sometimes have to overspend in transmission and not spend enough in generation. And where we see this biomass coming in is the fact that most of the biomass power stations are located very close to where we need our energy. So we believe that this is a project that really helps Namibië, helps NamPower deal with some of these line losses and so forth. And if you look at it from a bigger perspective, it's a project where we start on the farms, where we ask the farmers to do some debushing, help clear their land, help open up some grazing, especially for the livestock farmers, to bring those wood chips to the power station, and then for NamPower to generate electricity. And this project is the only project which NamPower is doing where that money goes straight back to the farmers, straight back to the Namibian customers, and not necessarily to a few directors or a few shareholders who maybe set up a solar plant. So in terms of every single time that plant is running, you will know Namibians are being paid, farmers, contractors, SMEs. In addition to that, yes, you will be making money from the bush, but that will help you with your other farming opportunities. So it'll help some cash flow maybe for a horticulture project, for a livestock project, and even for tourism. We know it's not easy to go on a game drive on a bush encroached farm. We've had calls from lodges to ask us, when is your project starting, so you can clear some land. There are other opportunities such as carbon capture and storing some of that carbon to be reused in biofuels, but that is second stage of the project. But in all these activities, I think the important thing is the employment rate. Namibia has a huge problem with unemployment. there's a lack of opportunities, and especially local opportunities. We know, for example, those who export charcoal or export other products, you are competing with the international market, which is great that Namibia is competitive like that, but at any given time, if that international market is not available anymore, you have to find another off-taker. But this power station will be located in Namibia for 25 years, it's not going anywhere. And through all these employment initiatives, money can then be also made in taxes and levies to go back to government to go reinvest in other areas of the economy. So all the money that would be diverted to go to other countries will then be spent locally instead. So this project is important to NamPower, it is important to the country, it's important to Namibia.
Did you know you can buy a new or second-hand vehicle, such as light delivery vans, trailers, small trucks and tractors for agricultural use? The repayment period for these vehicles ranges between 5 and 10 years. Contact your nearest AgriBank branch or visit our website at www.agribank.com.na for more information about this loan product. You can also visit us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and YouTube. AgriBank, your all-season bank.
In the western part of southern Africa, where the challenges are as vast as the landscapes, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations is working hand in hand with Namibia's Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform to build resilience and safeguard the livelihoods of vulnerable communities in Namibia through innovative climate adaptation approaches fostered through partnerships.
FAO is proud to partner with the government of Japan, Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform to support communities in Namibia to more resilience in face of climate change. It's only through partnership that we can able to help farming communities.
With the generous support of the Government of Japan, FAO and the Ministry of Agriculture are implementing an emergency response to mitigate multiple shocks and enhance resilient livelihoods in Namibia. The project is targeting 6,100 farming households across 4 vulnerable regions, namely Wangwena, Kavango West, Zambezi and Karas. During the recent mission to the Kavango West region, where stakeholders met with the beneficiaries, Kavango West Governor Sirka Ausiku amplified the importance of capacity development of farmers regarding ongoing training and intervention throughout the project.
Our expectation is that they will put the support to good use to enhance productivity and production, diversify livelihoods, contribute to food production at both household and regional levels. Because this thing of depending on other regions or other countries for food that we consume here locally, I think it's the message is that we have to start really producing our own food.
The mission included a symbolic handover of agricultural tools and inputs. These tools represent more than just assistance. They symbolize resilience. They empower local farmers to withstand harsh climate change effects. Building resilience, leaving no one behind.
Today we are in Ahangaran village in Bamiyan province, where water plays a key role in life of people, particularly farmers. In this village, people are suffering from insufficient availability of water for their daily consumption, food production and agriculture due to use of traditional irrigation system. FAO has rehabilitated 2,550 meters of canal here in Ahangaran village to provide sufficient water for the community people for their agriculture and domestic uses.
رحیمی از ولایت بامیان، یک تن از دهاقین قریه سر آهنگران. سندی از من 48 ساله در یک فامیل 11 نفر زندگی میکنیم. ما 7 دانه گوسفند داریم، 1-2 جریب زمین داریم، در اینمی کار میکنم. امو درآمد و خرج خانه خود از اینمی چی پورا میکنم از این دهقانی و 7 دانه گوسفند. سابق کمی جایی از ما بسیار مشکلات زیاد داشت، اگه او بستن هم میشد مردم پلاستیک هم میآورد سربندا خو میداد و دیگه خاک میکشید که او بسته شود. جای خراب بود، او جذب میکرد، دهقانای آخرش نمیرسید. این حال الحمدلله جای پخته شده. دفتر FAO جای 2500 متر جای در قریه سر آهنگران کار کرده. 1 دانه ذخیره آب، 2 دانه سربند. از این پیش دهقانا کار نمیکرد، دل میده بود، او دشی نمیرسید. چند دانه زمین خرابه خود جور کرد و دیگه او دشی رسید. دیگه انشالله که امسال حاصل خوب میگیریم، فایده خوب میگیریم انشالله که او خیلی مهم است برای انسان ها و برای حیوانات. کمی یک منبع زندگی است، اگر او نباشه زندگی نمیشه، نه برای انسان ها، نه برای حیوانات، نه برای زراعت.
Water's life, water's food, leave no one behind.
Veilings vir van dese week lyk dan soos volg. Op 7 November het Agra 'n veiling op Reeuwbot. Op 8 November het Blouberg 'n veiling op Grootfontein. Op 9 November het Agra veilings op Otjikoto en Keetmanshoop en die WLA 'n grootvee-veiling op Windhoek. Op 10 November het Agra 'n veiling op Mariental. Blouberg het 'n veiling op Wilhelmstal en die WLA het 'n grootvee-veiling op Goedbabis. Van dese week se landboudagboek lyk dan soos volg. Op 7 November vandag is dit die Aurora Brownfee BXB Elite veiling wat vanaf 6uur by Agra in Windhoek aangebied word. 10 November is dit die Marius Makka Lawrence produksieveiling by die Stampriet Boerevereniging. Dan op 11 November 'n inleidingssessie tot biodinamiese boerdery word dan vanaf 8 tot 5uur die middag op die plaas Kroemhoek net buite Windhoek aangebied. Van dese week se vleispryse lyk dan soos volg. Meatco wat sy pryse laat sak het. Grade A, B tot en met B betaal Meatco dan nou in Windhoek tussen $58.50 per kilogram tot $60. En dit betaal dan nou vir sy C-grade tussen $56.50 tot $58. Dit is per kilogram. B Beefkor op Okahanya grade AA, B en B tussen $55 Namibiese en $60 Namibiese. Vir sy C-grade $53 tot $60. Meatcow in die noordelike kommunale gebied, dis nou in Katima, Mulilo en Rundu, betaal dit vir grade A tot en met B $33 tot $47,50 per kilogram en vir sy C-grade tussen $32 en 47 sent. Veilingpryse redelik onveranderd. Tollies wat dan nou die afgelope week vir 'n gemiddelde prys van $31,44 per kilogram verkoop het. Verse $28,94, stoorosse $27,62, stoorverse $26,27, slagosse $29,37, slagverse $29,41, koeie maar tot en met vet $19,02 tot $29,06 per kilogram, slagbulle $26,94, koeie met kalwers, dis dan nou per koei met haar kalf $10,798, slagskaap $30,07 vir dorpers, vetsterte $32,53 en bokke per kop $1,137.
E-ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Nou ja, die jaar staan ook nou tot einde se kant toe en ons wag op die reën. Sal 'n goeie reënbui of 3 dalk nie 'n goeie Kersgeskenk wees nie. Ons kuier weer saam volgende week selfde tyd, selfde plek. Boer vooruit. Tot dan.
Welkom julle, my naam is Brian Munango en ek is julle se aanbieder vir gooi kolle. Donderdag se sportstrip nou. Einde van hierdie program sal ek en hoe om Frans te praat. Is my plan? Chebe?
Le jour.
Daar het jy my ko.
Is dit nou onderbroek?
Leen geskakel, ons sien julle weer Vrydag volgende week.
Gooi kool!
Gooi kool!